E3 2011.
Todd Batty, Creative Director, SSX. It's not like we haven't wanted to bring SSX back. I know there have been a lot of different teams, even at different studios, who have sort of taken a crack at trying to figure out how are we going to bring SSX to this generation of consoles. It's been a long time coming. You know, it's funny, I guess just timing and the right idea floating to the surface and the right people sort of getting involved. In early days, we have an incredibly talented development team on SSX, and we just picked up some early momentum, and here we are. From day one, from a development team's point of view, our tagline was race it, trick it, survive it. We wanted to deliver, you know, both race it and trick it, the foundations upon which SSX was built, and then we wanted to take SSX into a place and carve some new territory, and we came up with the idea of survive it. We decided to lead as a team with Survive It. We wanted to make a big splash. We managed to do that. And really the huge avalanche of feedback we got off of that, you know, both positive and negative, really gave us a ton of internal momentum with the company, because the best part of it was we knew people really wanted this game back. The main interface of our game is a globe of the planet Earth. Every major mountain range is represented. The interface works, it's basically a Google Earth inspired interface, so it works just like Google Earth would. You spin the globe around, you pick out what mountain range you want to explore. From there, we zoom down onto the planet and we present you with what mountains are in that range. You choose what mountain you want. From there, we zoom into the mountain. All the mountains in SSX are completely open, so gone are the days of the tiny little ribbon, you know, kind of represented in the middle of the mountain. If you can see it in SSX, you can ride it. And so the way that we represent events, I guess as you would call them in SSX, is by drops. So there are different drop points on the mountain. Each drop point, there can be a race drop, there can be a trick drop, or there can be a survive drop, and depending on which drop you select will depend on how you succeed or fail on that particular run. There are 9 deadly descents in SSX. So the way the general flow of the game works is that you'll arrive in a region, you'll compete in a bunch of race and trick events on some of the mountains that you'll find there, and then eventually you'll earn yourself the right to go to a summit drop on the biggest, scariest mountain in the range, and that's called a deadly descent. It acts like, you know, the easiest analogy I can give is it kind of acts like a boss fight. So you have to beat that one to then move on to the next region, and we take you around the globe in similar fashion. So there are 9 deadly descents in the game, and each one is themed off of a different environmental challenge. And each one of those basically presents a different metagame to the player. The one we've been demoing here is called Snow. We looked at it in early days, and we kind of looked around the industry today, and you know, old school games like SSX, Tony Hawk 1, Tony Hawk 2, with their sort of trick-based systems and these giant environments with tons of different, you know, ability to string together combos, and that, you know, I look at SSX and Tony Hawk as kind of the original party games. I know I grew up in my youth and trying to best my friends, and we would always controller swap and go back and forth and try to see who could get the highest score. And we really thought, you know, particularly for the trick it portion of our game, we needed to bring that back. I think there's lots of gamers who want that kind of gameplay, and I think we're going to deliver that in spades. SSX comes out January 2012 on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.